What's up?
What's up, guys? I want to tell you guys a funny story to start this today while we wait.
A couple funny stories, actually. Yeah.
Well, and we'll tell you what we're talking about today. What is it?
It's the 5 Secrets of Success. I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's based on this book. I've been reading this book. It's been blowing my mind. I just want to share with you guys a concept that I really like.
Yes. So this morning, Tim posted, he was like, find something to be grateful for today. I'm grateful that I didn't get smacked in the forehead with a juice cup first thing this morning. And the way I woke up was so funny because of the way he set that status. So I had a glass of wine last night and I didn't finish it. And it was just sitting on the end of our bed. And the way I woke up this morning was Enzo strolls in our bedroom, picks up this glass of wine, carries it over to me sleeping in the bed, and just throws it right on my face. And so I'm like drowning and the bed's soaked, and
our kids will never let us have a clean bed for nothing.
It was hilarious.
Oh my God, for nothing. Oh, and then you want to tell them the story about Vega and his sweater?
Oh my gosh. So yes, yesterday we had this sweater debacle. So I'm the one that gets Vega. Tim gets Enzo. And this is how we work with them. And so I walk back to get Vega. And everything's great. He's playing with one of his friends. And I'm like, okay, honey, let's go. And he loses it. And he's like, Jamal's wearing my sweatshirt.
I know.
And so I looked at the teacher and I was like, is this Jamal's sweatshirt? And she was like, yes. And I was like, honey, his mom bought that for him. And so Vega's punching and kicking and trying to rip the sweatshirt off Jamal.
It was bad.
And I'm like, honey, that is his sweatshirt. And so I'm like, I will show you when we get home, we're going to find your dinosaur sweatshirt. It was Vega's sweatshirt.
It was Vega's sweatshirt.
This kid took his sweatshirt. And so we traumatized Vega yesterday. Finally get home, realize that Vega's got his sweatshirt. And so here we are. We've had some funny days with our kids.
It's been interesting. So shout out parenthood, right? All my parents out here, we feel your pain. Yeah. And I see a lot of people on this live today. Ron Deering, Aaron Parker, Kathy Parker. What's up, guys?
Hey, Mommy, need a wine facial.
That's such a mom thing. Just open up to a wine facial.
And of course, I cleaned it all up, get him cleaned up. I open my phone and I see Tim's status about the fact that he wasn't woken up by a juice cup in his face. And how grateful he is for it.
Mom was.
Okay. You cannot make this stuff up.
So, there's this book I've been reading, and it's called...
Definitely recommended.
Yeah, The Go-Giver Influencer. And it's the second part of the series of The Go-Giver. It's right there behind the cup. These are amazing books to read, guys. And it really taught me that the more you give, the more that you get. So The Go-Giver is the first book in the series, and then The Go-Giver Influencer, and the next one I'm reading is The Go-Giver Leader. I just ordered it 2 days ago. Should be coming in.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Right. So this is called The 5 Pillars of Success. And on this one, I kind of just wanted to share with you guys what I read, and I think it really clicks with everybody. So, the 5 Secrets of Success. Let me pull this up. So the first one is to master your emotions. And I really like this one because the word that they use is to breathe. And I'll read the little caption. So breathe. Set your feelings to the side. You can still have your feelings, right? But you don't even need to change them. You can still have your feelings. You don't need to change them. Just set them aside for the moment. Don't let them drive your car, right? Put reasoned judgment in the driver's seat, feelings in the passenger seat. You have to retrain yourself to respond to conflict and disagreement by unruffling your feelings. Make calm your default settings. And what I really loved about that was because too many of us, whenever we get in disagreements or we get in arguments, the first thing we do is that we let our emotions take over the driver's seat. How many of us have got into an argument or disagreement and said stuff we didn't mean, right? Because out of nowhere, we just lost our whole control. And when you let emotions take over the driver's seat, you might as well let a drunk driver take over your car.
Well, and here's the deal, guys. Becoming successful is so much more than just about you.
Yeah.
And so if you truly want to become successful, other people's emotions are going to have to mean something to you.
Yep.
And that means that yours have to take a back seat sometimes. You know, the way that we got here was by helping other people get what they want, and that's what we focus on. And so when you're really looking at someone to help them get what they want, how important are your emotions?
And there are a lot of great leaders on this live, like Aaron, Christopher Livingston. Basically, all of Power Team is on this live right now, and they completely get it, right? So shout out to you guys. So, anything you want to add on that one?
No, I just love that, and I think it's so important. And Bob Proctor talked about that. He was like, what was it? Do what you know and not what you feel, or
do what you know and not what you think.
And it's like, just use that reason in that situation. When your emotions are bubbling up, allow your mind to be like, it's okay to calm down. This is for your success and their success. You know what I mean?
And that's hard on many different levels. It's hard in business. It's hard in personal. It's hard in parenthood. You know what I mean? So the quicker that you can get a hold of your feelings and your emotions, the quicker that you can make more sound judgments instead of making irrational adjustments that you later have to pay for down the road, right?
Yeah, the more you can impact other people.
Right? So number one, if you're taking notes, is master your emotions. And then the word I want you to put under that is to breathe. Next time that you get into that rut where you're about to explode, I want you to put your hand on your diaphragm and take a deep breath as much as you can.
Well, and I can give you guys a little trick because I love that. That's my way of working with everybody's emotions. You breathe into it and just allow it to be there. You know, just because it's there doesn't mean that it has to control you or make you react or do something. It's allowed to be there, and you are allowed to not act on it.
Exactly. So number two, if you're taking notes, number two is step into the other person's shoes. This is huge, right? And the key word here is to listen. A lot of us don't do this. And I'm going to read the passage from it, right? So listen, get out of your own head and step into the other person's perspective. See the world through their lenses. Appreciate where they're coming from and what's at stake for them. And this is my favorite. Listen with the back of your neck. I love Lacy's explanation of this.
So I really love that this author says listen with the back of your neck, because I truly believe that our spine is our awareness. And so what is not in your spine? Your emotions don't live there, and neither do your thoughts. And so if you can sink back into your spine while you're listening to people, it can kind of help you be there for them in that space and less there for yourself and what you want.
Because too many of us, we only think what we want. We think that, oh, I want a new affiliate. Oh, I want a new teammate. Oh, I want to make a paycheck. Oh, I want this deal, right? But the person that you're talking to, you need to stop seeing them as a person who can close that deal, or that affiliate or whatever, and you need to see them as a partner in your success. And you need to realize what's in it for them. Why are they even interested in joining the business? What's at stake for them, right? And when you do that, you're no longer trying to prove your perspective on things. You're trying to help them see theirs in your light. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. Chris is all about it. So Chris just added me to his team group.
He's like, ooh, I want to help somebody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, literally, they wake up and they say, good morning, help somebody out today. Encourage somebody today, right? And I absolutely love the group. Shout out to all you guys.
Well, and so listen, so if you are coming to someone and you are thinking, I need you to sign up with me so I can build my business, so I can have success.
Yep.
They're never going to sign up with you because you're not touching that piece of them that shows them that you can help them. And so stepping into their shoes, you're like, let's look at your problems. Let's look at where we can go. You're really coming into their problem so that you can show them the solution. And so getting in their shoes is so much more important than being in your own.
And plus, too, after you do this, especially in network marketing, you're talking to hundreds of people. You're talking to thousands of people. So if you're constantly putting yourself in different people's perspectives and getting tastes of different people's lives and things like that, imagine how well-rounded and cultured you're going to be in a year or two of doing this, because you're no longer just focusing on what you got going on. You're taking everybody else's experiences, and then you're able to have better conversations, right? So you don't want to close yourself off. You want to be able to have as many conversations as possible, but when you talk to them about them, right?
Interested and not interesting.
Yeah, so when you talk to people, Find out where they're from. Where do you work at? Are you happy with that? What are your pain points? What are you trying to do? This, that, this, and that. It's much easier than being like, we have the top products on the planet, the top company on the planet.
They don't care.
They don't. It means nothing to them. Becoming 5K, 10K, 100K, that's like gibberish to them at this point. Until you put meaning behind it. Until you put the meaning that becoming a 5K affiliate, becoming a 10K affiliate can help them solve their problems that they're trying, their pain points, right? Then that switches everything around.
Yeah.
So the next one is one of my favorites. Number 3, if you're taking notes, it is set the frame.
I love this one.
And this, we have a huge story with this at convention, right? So set the frame. And then the key word here is to smile, right? So the text goes, take the initiative to establish the tone and context of the interaction, right? Whoever sets the frame of the conversation also sets the direction and tone in which it will go. And this one was my favorite because I feel like this was our superpower at convention. We were able to make hundreds of connections in a matter of 2 minutes, a minute, because that's all we had. Literally, we had to shake hands with everybody and everybody was showing us love. And the way that you set this tone is that when you meet somebody, when you shake their hand, shake my hand, baby. When you shake their hand, use the other hand and go like this. That adds an extra layer of warmth. And while you're doing it, smile. Let them feel that energy. By the time they get done with that conversation, they need to feel like, oh my God, I feel like I just got jump started by those two.
I've transcended handshakes. I'm at hugs.
Yeah, exactly. So we've all been there where you go into a conversation and you know that you're good at talking with people, right? And when you have these conversations, if you don't set that tone, it makes for an awkward conversation because you didn't smile, you didn't have the energy, neither did they, and now both of you are just sitting here just like, this is an awkward conversation. And we've all been there, even if the last conversation you had was amazing. So by you setting that tone, setting that tone that it's up here, that we are positive, that we are happy, that we are energetic, the conversation can't help but go that way. But if you like come into it and you're just like, hey, what's up? How's it going? The conversation is going to go like that, and then your conversation is not going to have the meaning that you wanted it to.
And so I'd love to bring this into online world, right? Because I can't greet someone with a smile online.
Yep.
So what do? I love voice messages. They need to feel my energy and hear my words and feel how I feel about them. And on top of that, we live in a text communication society. And so if you talk to someone, you're like, hey, what's up, period. That feels just like someone walking up to you like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
And you're like, like this doesn't feel good to me. Use an exclamation point. Use a smiley emoji. Like really bring your emotions into the text, because if they can't tell that you're in a happy place, if they can't see that you feel good, they're not going to even have the conversation with you to begin with.
Because you got to think, you're a complete stranger talking to them. And if you're just another stranger that brings in like a dull energy, you kind of just fall into the crowd. But if you come in as a jolt, as like an uplifting energy, you're going to stand out to them because they're going to want more of that.
Yes.
So, you got anything else you want to add on that?
I love what you just said about the jolt, because honestly, a lot of times I feel like the jolt is like a pattern disrupt for people.
Yep.
And they're like, oh my God, there's all these people in my life, but this one actually cares that I'm struggling financially.
And that's so huge.
And like my mom cares, but my mom doesn't do anything about it. Like there's no solution. But this person, they're so excited, and I feel like they can help me in my life. And so a lot of times you can be the first person in someone's life that's really there for them. And so I love that. Have that energy, give them that jolt. It's going to show them that you can make a difference. And
the people who are successful in this business, they've mastered that. They've mastered to be their affiliates like support system, right? Because that's why people join. A lot of times people felt isolated out here. If you think about it, a lot of them were at work. They spend 40 to 60 hours at work, and then they're kind of just like, they just do their own thing, right? And no one's really there to hear about their problems because they have their own problems, right? Nobody's really there to talk about what's their plans to help them get them out of their stuff because they're too busy trying to figure out their own situation. But then you have us. You have everybody in HempWorks, right? We are here to help people. So when they actually meet a complete stranger that actually starts diving into them, asking, hey, what do you currently do? Like, what are your goals? What are your short-term goals? You know, what's your plan to get there? You're asking questions that probably no one's ever asked them. So when you do that, you change something in their psyche to where you're not just a stranger, you're like a support pillar for them. And before you know it, like they're gonna come up to you and ask for advice. They're just gonna open up to you in general. And that's pretty much what the leaders have mastered here.
A lot of times the people that join my business, it's because I've helped them do something in theirs or whatever they're currently doing. And then they come back to me and they're like, hey, things didn't work out, but I really love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because one key thing, so if you're talking to network marketers, right, we've all done this. If you're talking to other network marketers, a lot of times those conversations are just people backhanding each other with links. Right? They're talking about, oh, business is going amazing. Oh, that's cool. My business is going amazing. This, that, this, and that, this, that, this, and that. So the next time that you talk to somebody, instead of trying to persuade another network marketer who's already drank their company's Kool-Aid as far as why your business is better, right? Give them some value. Like, ask a question that the normal person wouldn't ask them. Hey, how are you currently building your business? Right? And then they're like, no one's really ever asked me that. They just try to get me to join their company, right? So at that point, you change the conversation and then you get them to open up. They're like,
help them where they are.
Exactly. And a lot of times you discover the root of their problem with their company. A lot of them are just like, well, my upline kind of just left me stranded. Or I feel like I'm just not getting any support, right? This, that, this, and that. So then you say, awesome, well, I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm not trying to take you from your company, but I would like to help you build yours. So tell you what, I have a training group if you would like. It's free and it's open to everybody. You can add people on your team in it, doesn't matter. And there's a training in there. There are a couple of trainings in there that I think will really help you build your business. And the thing is, when you send that link, you send it with the thought of actually caring about that person. Not like, I want them to join my business. You're just like, here, I want to help this person be successful. You just give, right?
You're just giving.
And then what happens is that I had one lady, she tried it and it boomed her business. And she's been working at it for like 2 or 3 years. Did she join me? No. But she boomed her business.
In hers.
You know what I mean? And then she literally comes up to me. She messages me every couple weeks saying, hey, I just want to say thank you so much. You were a complete stranger, but you helped me out more than any mentor I've ever had.
High five, Bear. That's freaking badass.
You know what I mean? So guys, when you're talking to network marketers, don't attack. Help. Just help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome. So number 4 is communicate with tact and empathy. This is Lacy's like.
Yeah.
And the key word here, if you're taking notes, is to be gracious. And the text goes like so. Let yourself feel what the other person is feeling and speak to that truthfully, yet also with compassion. No matter how different they may seem or what position they may take, remember that they are a chime and you are a tuning fork. Right? And Lacy has absolutely mastered this. You have a conversation with Lacy and you feel like you've known her your whole life.
Well, and here's the thing, guys. Like, it seems like we go into conversations wanting something out of it.
Yep.
And I know that, you know, you can get so much out of a conversation by touching someone where they've never been touched. And nobody is gracious enough to care to touch people in that place because they're trying to get the other person to touch them in that place. And so my favorite thing to do is to stop being about myself and to actually find that place in them and to be the one person in years who have made them feel like they're the only person in the world. And that's all that matters. If you can make someone feel like they are the only person in the world to you, you know, you've given them a gift, something that people haven't been able to give them for so long. And it's the whole answer. It shows them everything that they need to know about you and everything that they need to know about their future with you. And
that's why convention was so amazing, because we made the effort that anybody who wanted to talk to us, we would stop and talk to them. There were times where me and Lacy were walking and somebody would walk by and they would kind of notice that it was us and they would wave and I would stop the whole walk to go up to them, give them a hug, talk to them, ask them where they were from, how was the trip, etc., what's your name. And in that 10 to 30 seconds, you make that person feel significant. And that's the whole thing too.
It's a human need.
It is. And you got to think, these folks, maybe it's their first time at convention. And maybe they're shy, they're introverts, they don't talk to nobody. But to see somebody that they think that, you know, is, I don't know, how do I want to word this? To see somebody that they think would never even notice them, to completely stop what they're doing, to go give them love and to go give them attention, that's huge. And that's the name of the game here, is that you want to make people feel significant and feel like they have hope again. And the best thing is maybe you're sitting there thinking, I don't want to be a fraud. You know what I mean? But once you start living this life,
that goes away because you truly see everyone as a miracle.
Yep.
And when you're at that point, like, this is all you know how to do. And so start where you are. Even if you're not really interested in them yet, just start becoming interested, and life will do the rest for you as you keep your focus on it.
Because what I've noticed is that everything goes in cycles. When you first join this business, a lot of times it's for financial need, right? You're just like, I need the money. I need the paycheck, this, that, this, and that. And then it gets to be about the people. People come for the money, but they stay for the people.
Yes, Mike, you can.
Yeah,
anybody.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Bring everybody.
Public.
Because the thing is, what's even bigger than the business is the community that we're building around. Like, we're building a community of people who are waking up consciously, of people who are understanding the shift that is going on. So even if they're in our business or not, like, let them join, because we need more of that in this world. You know what I mean? Whether they join HipWorks or not. We're all in network marketing. To me, that means we're all family at that point. We all have the same goal, and that is to nudge this world a little bit farther.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, go ahead and add them, bro. And then, so number 5, last but not least, is let go of having to be right. Yeah. So the word here is trust. The key word is trust. As long as your premise is that your position is the right one and the other person's is the wrong one, you have no chance of arriving at a genuinely satisfying solution.
No chance.
Sometimes you have to let go and eat the pancakes. And surprise, you may find what you have to let go. And that is absolutely huge, because too many of us, we feel like opinions. This whole world is based on opinions, right? At least the folks who haven't really woke up yet. They think that their way of thinking, their way of standards is the way to go. But when you create this awareness that everybody has a perspective, everybody has a reason as to why they're doing things, and then you realize that you have to not compromise, because compromise, I thought that was the word to use, but then in this book, it explains that compromising is that both sides never really get what they want, when really everybody can get what they want. And it's absolutely amazing. You got anything you want to add on that?
And, you know, that's just letting go of duality. And the issue here is that we think words mean something, but when we're trying to communicate, what we're really trying to do is share our feelings. So I'm like, I love this, feel this love. And they're like, I love this, feel this love. And so we're trying to feel the same feelings with each other. And when you're just fighting over words, you know, you're a Democrat who loves your party, they're a Republican who loves their party. They're just fighting to make each other feel the love that they feel. And what they don't realize is that they both feel it on opposite ends of the spectrum. And so we don't have to convert anybody ever. That's not our job. Our only job is to, you know, to show up for them and let them see what we have. And if it's something that they'd like in their life, then they'll do it. There's no reason to ever argue about it at all.
Exactly. And the book is called The Go-Giver Influencer, a little story about a most persuasive idea. And it's by Bob Berg and John David Mann. And there was a passage in here that I really liked. Okay, so here's a quote, guys. Here's a quote. And the thing is, I want to say this because I saw Chris say about your why, right? So you know how people say, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game that counts. That's close, but it's not just the how, it's also the why, right? So if you know why you're playing the game, then even if you lose, you win. And if you forget why you're playing, then even if you win, you lose. So that's huge, because a lot of us, we forget why we start this, right? A lot of us, we get caught up in ranks, we get caught up in volume and things like that, but the whole thing is, why did we start? Right? And if you forget that along the way, even if you get the money and you get the ranks, you still lose.
You're still miserable.
Yeah, and that's why we see rich people who are miserable, because they forgot their why along the way. They forgot why they started, right? And a lot of people, when you ask them, what do you want? Like, what's your outcome with HempWorks? What's your outcome with your current business that you're doing? A lot of them, they'll just mention problems. I want to be able to pay off my debt. I want to be able to quit my job. I want to be able to retire my spouse. I want to be able to do this, that, this, and that. The thing is, those are the problems that you're trying to avoid, but what do you want, right? And the thing that it comes down to is, what do you currently have that you love? Think about that. What do you currently have that you love? And for us, it could be things like being able to help people, being able to see the lives that are being changed, not just with our products, but with our community and with our family. Being able to go to conventions and people come up to us and they're crying. People come up to us crying that are talking about how we've changed their lives and how they didn't believe in themselves, and they watched us for a couple months, and now they're actually trying stuff that they never thought that they could do, and they're actually seeing results in it, right? That's what we want more of.
And, you know, I love experiences. And what do I need to have experiences? I need money.
Money.
I love money. I know that I'm worth more than every dollar in creation. And that's okay too, guys. It's okay to want money. That's how we get to change the world.
Because that's how everything operates. You got to realize that no matter how much we try to ignore it, we are in a capitalism world, right? We can break it down, but at the end of the day, you need money to build schools. You need money to acquire resources to build those schools, right? You need money to feed children, right? It is what it is. So as soon as you see money as energy that you can use to change the world, then it changes a little bit. But if you guys are constantly dogging money because of our programming from our parents.
And that includes looking at leaders and being like, it's so selfish that they earn, you know, $15,000 a month. If you're thinking those thoughts in your mind, the money's not going to come to you.
Because the thing is, like, when I see leaders that are making a shitload of money, that tells me that they've helped a shitload of people. Because today in this world, and especially in this business, you can't make money without helping people. You can't get to the top by yourself. You have to help people get there, right? So that's the whole thing that I see in network marketing. So if you're feeling that way, like, you got to personally develop. It's an ego thing. It's a limiting belief. You got to start digging into yourself. And I get a lot of messages talking about, what do you guys do every single day? Like, what training should I focus on? Because I feel like I'm overwhelmed. Well, here's the thing. If you're feeling like you're overworked because you've taken in too much trainings, it's because you have all the training that you need. Now it's time to recondition what's in here, right? Because none of the technical stuff will work if your psychology, if your belief system isn't right. And we actually have a group for that. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so if you guys are trying to find someone to help you get rid of your limiting beliefs, if you're looking for a community to do this with, you can join our group. You can go to jointhb.com, and every single morning I do a lesson with you, I do a meditation with you, and then we do power virtues to help you reprogram your mind.
Because that's literally what it is. People know what to do, but they don't do what they know. And that's why people, technically, if training was all you needed, if the technical stuff was all you needed, then everybody in HempWorks would be billionaires.
Successful.
Because that's the thing. There is an abundance of training. Our leaders, like, we no longer hide stuff anymore. We throw it all out there. So if there's all this training out here and you're not seeing success, because it's in here. There's something in here you got to fix. It's the limiting beliefs. It's the thoughts that you have when you have conversations with people. It's the way you see yourself. If you don't see yourself being a successful person that's helped out thousands of people, how is the next person going to believe that? Or how is the next person going to believe that they can do it? You know what I mean? So where are we at? Cool. So we appreciate you guys as always. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Also, if you love this, if you got some value from this, drop an emoji, drop a heart, drop a fire emoji, drop a 1. Tag people who need to see this. Share with people who need to see this. And I love you guys, and we will see you on the next one.
Love you guys.
Take it
Have
easy,
a good
guys.
day.